As we're getting a number of updates from MedStar. I actually have the updated numbers for you in just a moment here, but I also especially want to mention that MedStar just announced that they are now suspending red light and siren responses. They say that, yes, it is very dangerous for a lot of people to go out. That does not exclude folks who are first responders, folks who are trying to help the people who are perhaps in a desperate situation, whether it's on the roadway, whether it's a hypothermia situation, which they've responded to 8 of those. Let's get to those numbers right now. The updated numbers from MedStar just within the last 30 minutes here. There's been over 148 responses from MedStar. Another thing that they're telling us is that there are 8 hypothermia related responses as well. 7 of those patients taken to hospitals, 5 in serious condition. So obviously we're talking about the roads, but there are a number of warming shelters here just across the overpass from where I'm at right now. There are 9 responses for falls from people slipping on the ice. You could see, of course, some of that glow on the roadway. That also translates to sidewalks as well. So you do got to be careful if you are headed outside. That's the situation that's happening here in Tarrant County, but I know that Tarrant County, Denton County, they're the first to really receive some of that precipitation, some of those colder temperatures that we've seen. So let's toss it over to Chris, who's in Denton County with the latest there. Chris, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Megan, we wanted to get off the roads. We pulled off, and we are just watching now the situation on I-35. Earlier, I mentioned just how it is still a very thick sheet of ice. And if you take a look, you'll also remember that I was saying that the 18-wheelers were having issues with the slopes on I-35. If you've ever been on this stretch in Denton, you know how 35 has some inclines and declines, as you see how the 18-wheelers are going through. But look at this incline right here. This is a spot last night where we saw a lot of trouble right here by Buc-ee's. It was hard for the 18-wheelers to get up that hill. They just kept slipping and sliding. It caused a huge traffic backup. No issues like that right now this morning, but I also noticed a lot of the 18-wheelers have pulled off to the side of the road. So they might be waiting it out. They might be waiting this morning. As you'll take a look here, you can see that some are coming right at us right now as they try to get up that hill. So still a very, very slick situation. I will say, kind of depending on where you're at on the highway, the road condition really does vary. We have noticed the snow plows out this morning, and where they plow, it's a lot smoother, not near as bumpy, but there are plenty of areas that they haven't been able to get to yet, and it's still very treacherous. And with possibly more freezing rain in the forecast, we'll see how that changes today. So we will keep you apprised of the situation on the roads. Right now, I want to send it out to Sean Giggy in Dallas County, who's keeping an eye on those problem spot bridges and overpasses. Sean.
Yes, and we are actually on an overpass right now, just in front of the I-5, which is where 635 and 75 meet. We are looking north on the north side of Dallas, and the overpass we're on right now does have ISO on top of it right now, and these are going to be problem spots as the morning goes on and some of that precipitation comes in, because there is no warmth underneath these bridges and overpasses. And as I said, as you can see, it's all clear right now on the I-5, but we expect as the morning goes on that it will get slicker. It may be more treacherous out here, spots like this, as you try to navigate to work if you have to be out this morning. I have reached out to the Dallas County Office of Emergency Management. I have not heard back from them just to see if there are any problem spots right now on these bridges and overpasses. But we will keep an eye out for this. We did see Tarrant County last night, some people struggling to get up bridges and overpasses. And that will probably be a lot of the case in Dallas County today. And we'll keep monitoring this here in North Dallas throughout the morning. Tiffany Liu has been in Collin County. Tiffany, how's it looking there?
Yeah, Sean, you know, we have seen those regular slick spots, overpasses, highways, but Thomas Costley and I came into this neighborhood and we wanted to light up the street just to show you what is happening really outside of your door. Because this light is shining on the street here, you could see that there is ice on this spot. So I'm just going to kind of glide over here. It's extremely slippery, so you want to be careful if you do have to head out the door today to go to the grocery stores or anything like that. But the Collin County Sheriff's Office is encouraging people to stay home. I do want to run you through a little list that they had that they tweeted out actually of different spots that were problem areas. They said that FM 3286 on the bridges between Branch and Lucas are impassable. The bridge on Highway 78, Moore Lane and Levon, TxDOT was notified for both of these areas. Last night as well, Highway 205 and Rockwall County, there was a major accident that shut down both northbound and southbound lanes. McKinney police also posted about a problem area. They say Stacy Road east of Custer near the old SPCA is iced over to avoid that area if possible. It's what we say every time there are icy roads, those bridges, those overpasses, those ramps. And of course, don't forget those neighborhood streets are going to be issues when you are driving. The roads in general are not very friendly today. And of course, I'm also keeping an eye on Encore and any outages that we could possibly be facing, keeping an eye on ERCOT and the grid. I'm going to have all that for you coming up at 6:30. Mark, Kara, let's send it back to you.
Well, and Tiffany, we'll just say real quickly that right now it looks like ERCOT and Encore are in good position. So Greg was talking about more ice coming between 7 and 9 this morning, but right now everything's okay.
Yeah, we'll see how that changes. But I will say, you know, in terms of those warnings to stay at home if you can, when I was driving in Fort Worth yesterday, the roads I was on were pretty free and clear, and that almost gives you a false sense of confidence. And when you see just how bad it has been for some folks in this area, and you talk about the mist freezing on the roadways, you may think it's fine out there, but when you find yourself in trouble, you're going to wish you stayed home. So if you can today, a reminder, stay home, safe, dry, warm. Yeah. All right, still to come on Daybreak this morning, a reminder to keep the WFAA app handy as we track this storm. You can get localized weather alerts, access to our live radar. Also, we'll keep you up to date with any additional closures. You can find it free in your app store.